How's it going, Rams? My name is Leah Cackowski, and welcome back to another edition of Cack's Closeout. For this evening, I'll be giving you a brief rundown of soccer's matchup against Montana earlier today, plus a live look into the battle going on right now with CSU women's volleyball at Baylor. And of course, I will dive into the world of football once again as Colorado State prepares for its home opener this Saturday. All of that and more on Cack's Closeout, which starts right now. Leading things off, CSU women's soccer hosted a Montana Grizzlies this afternoon, and that game went final just a couple of hours ago. Let's see how the Rams turned this one out. The game actually ended in a tie of a final score of 0-0. Colorado State had a total of 9 shots and 5 on goal, while Montana had a total of 13 shots and only 4 on goal. This game was extremely competitive as both goalkeepers played extremely well, and that both teams had 6 fouls. Well, the Rams had 6 fouls and Montana had 5 fouls. Unfortunately, because of the tie, neither team was able to take that dub home, but don't worry, you're able to see the Rams back in action this Sunday against Denver. And soccer wasn't the only sport in action today. Rams volleyball is actually coming down to the wire in their matchup against Baylor as we speak. So here's a live update from Waco. Unfortunately, the Rams actually took a sweep from number 15 Baylor Bears today. The first 2 sets did not go so well for Colorado State, but they hung in there in the last one, only losing a score of 30-28. Some key players for the Bears were Cara McGee with 9 kills and 8 assists, as well as Avery Carlson with 34 assists. And I mean, even though things didn't go so great for the Rams, Annie Sullivan still had a total of 9 kills, leading the Rams with that. Hopefully, the Rams have a pretty easy night, an easy night's rest, and able to bounce back quickly tomorrow morning as they face off against Evansville at 9 a.m. And moving past volleyball, let's take a look into Colorado State football as CSU returns to Canvas, this for its first home game of the 2022 campaign, and after a not-so-pretty loss in the Big House last weekend. Don't worry, you heard all about that from Ella on the Tuesday show, so there's no need to get into it again. But I must say I'm a little more optimistic for this matchup, and let me tell you why. First of all, like we said time and time again, Colorado State football has a brand new look this year, and it just wasn't fair to get that tough of a draw the first game of the season. That said, I am hopeful that the Rams will use that loss as motivation as they compete against a team who just lost almost as bad last weekend, and to a much lesser opponent. Middle Tennessee faced off against James Madison opening week, and well, the odds weren't in the Blue Raiders' favor either. Coming off a slightly above average season last fall, MT went 7-6 overall and 4-4 in the Conference USA. But that's the past, and this time around, the talent didn't bolster, as the Blue Raiders couldn't compete in the slightest against former FSC powerhouse and now Conference USA newcomers JMU. The Dukes defeated the Blue Raiders a whopping 44-7, similar to Colorado State's embarrassing 51-7 loss. The Dukes dominated the rushing game, contributing to an all-around dominant offense attack that allowed them to take the dub home. While it may seem like the Blue Raiders and Rams had a pretty similar first start to the season, nothing can be underestimated yet. And here are a few players to look out for on Middle Tennessee's side. Senior quarterback Chase Cunningham returns for yet another season, trying to reciprocate a spectacular 2021 performance in which he threw for just over 1,300 yards, while also recording 16 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. Senior wide receiver Yusuf Ali is also back, scoring the lone touchdown against JMU while also hauling in 60 yards through the air. Another key player to look out for is running back Avarius Sparrow. Though he was limited in the outing last Saturday, he's still a threat on the ground, coming off a redshirt season at West Virginia and a knack for its tough competition. Overall, if the Rams are able to use their home field advantage and the horrible Michigan loss as fuel to their fire, this should hopefully be a much better finish than what we saw last weekend. I am optimistic that Coach Norvell and crew have used this week to find ways to get better and compete against a team that is also prepared to perform better. But as always, we are just going to have to wait and see what comes on Saturday afternoon. And with that, Rams, that is all the sports action I have for you tonight here on Cack's Closeout. Be sure to tune in on Tuesday for yet another edition of Tuesday Night Sports. Stay safe, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you then.